Hi, so the instructional design model that I'm dealing with has the objective of creating instruction for the participatory development of impact pathway and the theory of change. So let me tell the context. This uh, we are making the theory of change and impact pathway in a participatory way for an initiative within a regional program within a knowledge based organization that works in South Asia. Um, the program is moving on from its last 5 year phase into the next 5 year phase and hence requires planning. The program, the organization, and the initiative have to work with local partners on the ground, which usually includes the NGOs and local government, for implementing its interventions. And it operates in the border area of Nepal, India, and China. Um, so the objectives are to identify the most significant changes generated by the initiative and figure out how this particular initiative contributed to those changes. Then we have to revisit the original theory of change, which was created before the last phase, which means just over 5 years ago. And this needs to be extrapolated with realistic planning for the future based on new requirements and stipulations. So the first step includes using the existing information, which um, is the includes the framework from the last phase, the performance from the last phase, the donor stipulations and budgets coming in, and the network of stakeholders that we already have from the last phase. This moves on to internal planning, in which the organization's field staff make a presentation in front of the organizational project members, managers, and others regarding the success and the lessons learned. This is usually done in a few sessions with all of these people together. Um, and finally, the discussion ends in the alignment of the planning to the organizational goals, which is done by the senior management. Then, after internal planning, the outcomes are established based on the components in which this particular initiative is contributing. Then these outcomes mm, further lead on to the joint planning. Now, which is something that is different from the earlier phase. Internal planning is done in this uh, step, in which, besides the program staff from the organization, the directorate, finance, M&E unit, the partner organizations staff are present, and also some local government officials are there. They try to the activities of this session should lead to the creation of a logical framework. Mm, this joint planning immediately is leads to the monitoring and evaluation session, and which is more technical, and they develop um, indicators, smart indicators, which are correspond to means of verification, so that the targets they have come up with um, have measurable ways to figure out the performance. Um, and then, since they're all together, uh, they have joint discussions and a common understanding of the performance targets and reporting requirements. The M&E session leads to the um, final product, which is a clearly articulated 5-year plan with well defined inputs, activities, outputs, outcomes, objectives to reach the impact. Um, and there are the indicators with measurable targets which are verifiable. And then this all also means that there's a common framework for the partners, donors, policymakers, the organization, and since everybody contributed to making this, um, they it should have buy-in from all the stakeholders. Um, so let me describe the idea behind this model. So it's a simple input process output, but the output for one step is the input for the one going forward. So in the end, it kind of looks like this. Um, and finally, there is a feedback. Um, Feedback generally includes, in this case, the reviews, the performance results, surveys, which are usually longitudinal, um, but there's one impact uh, survey in the end, and there are different communication channels. So this is the final model. Thank you.